You know, it's weird when you want to make a video and you're simply speechless. But these breaking news had exactly that impact. Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard for $70 billion. Yeah, I don't know about you, but my mind is blown. This is the biggest acquisition in gaming to date. Xbox has become the biggest behemoth in gaming by adding some of the biggest franchises in the world to the Xbox roster. Yes, games like Call of Duty, Diablo, Tony Hawk, Overwatch, Warcraft, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, StarCraft and many more are now Xbox games, and in today's video we are going to discuss everything about the acquisition of Activision Blizzard and its impact on the gaming industry. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with a video on some news that sound unrealistic, but Microsoft has officially announced that they want to acquire Activision Blizzard. Sounds familiar? Yeah, we had 1.5 years ago the announcement that Microsoft acquired Bethesda ZeniMax for $7.5 billion, which is already an insane amount that broke the internet, but this time Microsoft took $70 billion in their hands to acquire Activision Blizzard, which is such an insane amount of money. And according to CEO of Microsoft Satya Nadella, they are now, along with Tencent and Sony, the biggest publisher in the world in terms of revenue. And if you consider the amount of games that they have now in their portfolio, they are a juggernaut that cannot be overlooked. And we are going to discuss everything around this acquisition here today in a rather unusual video for my channel, cause I shoot here more from the hip than scripting and editing everything out. But I wanted to get the news out, and if you still enjoy the video, it would be awesome of you to consider to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell to not miss out on more proper scripted and edited videos in the future. Okay, thank you guys, you are awesome, and now let's talk about this news, because this Tuesday is definitely the biggest news day for Xbox fans since the announcement of the Bethesda acquisition, if not ever. Xbox is now the home of some of the biggest franchises in the world, and it definitely brings up a lot of questions. So before we discuss all the games that belong now to Xbox, I want to discuss a bit more in general what this acquisition means in terms of the impact of the deal onto the gaming world. Obviously, I made this video directly after the announcement, so I haven't seen a lot of talks on social media yet, but I bet one of the big discussion points will be, of course again, exclusivity. Will games like Call of Duty, Diablo, Tony Hawk, Overwatch and so on now be Xbox exclusive titles or not? We have had the exact same discussion for months when Xbox acquired Bethesda, and I know a lot of diehard fans simply don't want to accept the fact that Xbox does these acquisitions in order to get exclusive content for their ecosystem, just like every other platform. It's not like Xbox is taking away games from others, it's about Xbox offering gamers exclusive content in their ecosystem, which is the most open and approachable gaming ecosystem out there. All Xbox games can be played on either consoles, PC and via the cloud on basically every iOS or Android device, even your smart refrigerator. Now I don't see any reason why it should be any different with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Xbox will handle this deal just like they handled previous acquisitions like Bethesda. All the existing contracts of course will be honored, but I think it is a safe bet that from now on out Activision Blizzard games will be Xbox ecosystem exclusives, and with that they will definitely also find their way into Game Pass, just like every other Xbox game studio game. Now the interesting thing here is that of course the acquisition isn't through yet. The official announcement was that they intend to acquire Activision Blizzard, but just like with the Bethesda acquisition, they have to now talk to all the regulatories and get the contracts right until the deal is through. Apparently that's expected for June 2023, so that's a while. However, head of Xbox Phil Spencer talked in his open letter about Activision Blizzard games coming to Game Pass, and I quote here now: "Upon close, we will offer as many Activision Blizzard games as we can within Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, both new titles and games from Activision Blizzard's incredible catalog. We also announced today that Game Pass has now more than 25 million subscribers. As always, we look forward to continuing to add more value and more great games to Game Pass." So, Xbox gamers can definitely expect Activision Blizzard games coming to Game Pass rather sooner than later, even before the official deal goes through. So I would be really surprised if this year's Call of Duty, for instance, isn't coming day one into Game Pass. Also a nice touch in the statement is that we got the first report of an official Game Pass subscriber number, which is more than 25 million subscribers. But you know as well as I do that with this acquisition and all the games that are now coming to Game Pass, this number will grow rapidly. And of course that was the big idea behind all of this. Xbox wants to become the biggest gaming ecosystem there is. They want to grow the Game Pass subscribers, and they want to grow their user base throughout console, PC and cloud. Oh, and by the way, head of Xbox Phil Spencer has a new title with this acquisition, which is CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Here's what they had to say about the organizational structure after this deal. Until the transaction closes, Activision Blizzard and Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Activision Blizzard business will report to me as CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And I find this particular interesting because the wording is quite different to when we remember the Bethesda acquisition, where they emphasize that Bethesda gets to operate independently, even within the Xbox organization. Now, with this statement and a very open diagram of the organizational structure, it really sounds like Activision Blizzard is fully integrated in the Xbox organizational structure, and they will have to report to Phil Spencer directly. Of course, they will keep their division because simply the Xbox roster is now way too big for a single-handed leadership. They will have multiple publishing hands, from the classic Xbox game studios to the Bethesda arm to the Activision Blizzard arm. They will also have their respective marketing departments and so on. But overall, the messaging here is very clear. Activision Blizzard is part of Xbox and is reporting to the CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And why do I find that particularly interesting? Well, Activision Blizzard hasn't made news over the last year with good headlines. There was this awful report and lawsuit against a lot of Activision Blizzard managers about sexual harassment, mobbing and all kinds of awful things that happened at multiple studios at Activision Blizzard. And I think that this is really the right step for all these studios, that they are now implemented in Microsoft. And with that, Xbox will have the chance to change things. They cannot just fire the responsible person, but also bring a culture of respect, creative freedom and inclusivity to these studios, where really a lot of the employees were suffering from the aforementioned mistreatment. This is not an easy task, but Microsoft has shown over the last years that they know how to change culture and how to create a welcoming work atmosphere for creative people in gaming. And so I do hope all the best for the employees at Activision Blizzard Studios. Here is what they had to say on the official thread about that. As a company, Microsoft is committed to our journey for inclusion in every aspect of gaming among both employees and players. We deeply value individual studio cultures. We also believe that creative success and autonomy go hand in hand with treating every person with dignity and respect. We hold all teams and all leaders to this commitment. We are looking forward to extending our culture of proactive inclusion to the great teams across Activision Blizzard. Good thing, and I do hope that Microsoft will succeed in delivering this new work environment for all the new team members. But since people like Mike Ibarra, who was at Xbox for many years, are now coming back to Xbox, I think that this is one of the people that Phil will keep close, because he knows both Activision and Blizzard and they will make a change. Now, in terms of pure games, Microsoft is definitely now the behemoth in gaming. Of course, Call of Duty comes directly to mind. And whether you are a Call of Duty fan or not, there is no denying that this yearly franchise is one of the best-selling games each and every year. This is one of the very rare franchises that seem to grab the casual consumer market as well. There are a lot of gamers out there that only play games like Call of Duty or FIFA each and every year. And this makes Call of Duty one of the biggest franchises in the world, and now it's an Xbox game. Then we have one of my all-time favorite franchises with Diablo. It will be very interesting to see whether Diablo 4 will already be an exclusive, but since they have not really announced any direct partnerships with any other platform holder, I don't see why it should not launch exclusive in the Xbox ecosystem. Xbox also owns now the Tony Hawk franchise, which gives me goosebumps because this is a game that I really loved, and considering how good the remake was 2 years ago, I can't wait to see what Microsoft is going to do with this IP. Then of course they have games like Overwatch, StarCraft or Warcraft, so they also have a big player base now on PC, and it's going to be very interesting to see whether they are going to continue those franchises also on console. And even games like Candy Crush are now part of Team Xbox, so Xbox is now also a mobile publisher. Very interesting stuff. And then we have of course IPs that are mainly related to the PlayStation, like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro. These IPs are definitely the ones where Microsoft will honor their existing contracts, but don't let that fool you. New games coming out of these IPs will also be Xbox ecosystem exclusives. Okay, but I already want to wrap it up. This video is an unusual video for me. I usually don't shoot from the hip, and this video was done really quickly just to get the news out and discuss this massive acquisition. It is insane when you think about what kind of studios are now included in the Xbox roster. Xbox already had 23 studios, and on top of that they get all these big studios from the Activision Blizzard team as well as all the support studios. They have a ton of IPs now, access to new technologies and more. Even before the acquisition, I've said multiple times that it has never been more exciting to be an Xbox gamer, but now the excitement is through the roof. I think it is safe to say that the Xbox ecosystem, especially with the Game Pass subscription, now offers a value that is unprecedented in gaming, and I think we will see the impact of this acquisition unravel over the next months. As of right now, we are all stunned by this announcement, and we will see how this will change not just the Xbox ecosystem, but also the gaming landscape over the next months and years. So we will definitely have another video to discuss this even more in depth, and if you don't want to miss out on that one, or even just enjoyed this video, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can now become a channel member and get early access to my videos and custom made badges and emojis that can now be used not just in the comment section, but also in my brand new live podcast called The World of Gaming here on YouTube, which will air every Friday 8 PM Central Europe time, 2 PM Eastern or 7 PM UK time. This is a podcast from and with the community discussing all the things that the world of gaming has to offer, including games, news and technology. But let me thank everyone who supports this channel in any kind of way. You guys are awesome and make this channel to what it is. And now I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you make of this acquisition from Microsoft? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I see you the next time, and game on!